accept human right line now with territory. Eh? Look, they are killing man enough. Run out the woman out our house and not kill innocent youth. Fabian, look there. I kill Fabian enough. I don't say I shoot out now enough. Only have to use move with the human right team people. You can't come on and step on man. Look what you vote for. Look what you vote for people. My community, look here. And I come on, man, you're going to kill him on to bomb. No, self, we don't make this. I 24th of this month on protest of one. I'm not saying we don't live on a bomb buckler bed. Man, I kill him on dog. Yeah? Man, I kill Fabian to bomb buckler. Innocent youth, they go bomb buckler kill this morning. I run out of my mother out of yard. Eh? Run mother out of yard. Eh? And this is what? Bro, I'm going to give you a jam. One time in a 7th grade charge, I'm in a 7th grade, and I come from school, like, my mother get some blood clot fuck, my mother. I get some hard fuck Jeffrey. You know what me do as a booby nile? Yeah. I gotta do a peep. And take out my cocky and I back my fist up. And I say, when am I time? When am I time? I will make a fuck. Jeffrey laugh at me. The man in there run me mother like a, you run me like KFC for a Friday, load. See? As a booby nile, I still say, I'm a piece of thing a peep. Yeah, man, Jeffrey, man, I tell you.
Me ask you, you don't feel like say you could have dealt with that story there. Me ask you don't feel like say you could have just dead with that story there. Like, no, don't tell nobody that story there.
No, we're talking about Jeffrey, man. Sure? We're talking.
See that story there, you could have dealt with that story there.
Welcome to True Jamaica Buzz, news and entertainment with a buzz. The edited version of the video that you just saw is of an interview that a TikToker known as Zuma did on Toxic Talk with Jeffrey. Now, people, when we thought that TikTok could not get any more disgusting, disturbing, despicable, when we thought that Rosalie is going to be the worst that we've ever seen, it seems as if Zuma chums eclipse everything that we've seen so far. When we thought that the low could not get any lower than the abyss of hell, well, people, we were proven wrongly once again. So now, people, when you think about a young man or a man named 20s or so, is going to share a story and beat that Toxic Talk is appropriately named because they bring on the most toxic. However, it seems as if toxicity and negativity is what sells. So therefore, Jeffrey, being the host, is just capitalizing on the demand and supply. Or the more that they get, is the more that they wanted. So I kind of understand. Don't agree, however, kind of understand why. Now, people, there's a saying in Jamaica that goes something like this: not everything good for eat, good for talk. That means you're not supposed to put out your dirty laundry, especially when that dirty laundry is soil. We are speaking about down at Riverton Heights silage. How is it that somebody don't know what is appropriate or inappropriate to say? How is it that somebody, a young man, actually come out and expose something like that pertaining to his mother? And people, if somebody don't respect his mother and his mother's privacy, sometimes you see some stuff and you can hope or you kind of wish that you didn't see it. You wish that you could unsee it. However, it is not something that you come out here and talk. So what this speaks is volume of the type of person that are on TikTok and why they do what they do, because this is what their fan base like. Now, people, like I've always said, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. After Zuma did that interview, there was a whole bunch of backlash from people on social media, in the news and in a real life. He then came out and said that he was joking.
It hurt my heart, and I most of me know to myself, nothing no go so.
I just did a good joke come around, dog, and people don't take it serious, bro. I'm gonna tell my mother, say, I'm sorry, dog. You hear that?
So people, at the end of the day, we cannot know when these people are lying. We cannot know when they are telling the truth, because it seems as if they will do or say just about anything, including exposing his mother's dirty laundry. So people, based on what we've seen, we can only come to the conclusion that there is no law, there is no bar that is set too low, that these persons won't go, won't say, they would say just about anything. TikTok has become an anything-go platform, and Jamaicans are eating it up, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is the picture that you see on the screen, and continuing on the theme of Dirty Man, or even the remix, Despicable Dads. This is the man that is said to have taken away his daughter, jumped over her fence. She was missing for a couple of days. They filed a report, and as soon as her body was found, under some burnt out refrigerator in the backyard, he then went missing. But people like them say, long run, short catch. The long arms of the law is going to catch up to you, if not karma or even both. Now, people, when we think that a man or a father like this brought his daughter into the world and felt as if he was supposed to be the man with her, or he was supposed to take advantage when he's supposed to protect her and nurture her. Now, based on information that I am getting, this is not his first hurrah. It is said that he did the same thing to a daughter that he had in Trelawney. When the heat came down on him Tekwe himself went to the neighborhood with that same daughter, or the next daughter, sorry. He did the same thing to her, only in this trip, he also impregnated her. And when he realized that the cat was coming out the bag, that is when he decided he was going to take her away, to take away the shame out of his eye or off his face. Now, when you think about the circumstances of this case, this man reported his daughter missing when he was the one that took her away, the one that took her life. He then took away himself. And now that the police catch him, it is only a pity that the police did not take it to the furthest extent, meaning gave him the Tarzan gene and the little monkey justice, or even worse, claim same kind of box some sauce or kitchen utensil or mash it after them and them empty all of the clips. No cameras needed, no body cameras needed, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is based off a deadly accident that took place along the Winston Jones Highway, where it is confirmed that two-person passenger and driver driving in a TEDA motor vehicle, they both lost their life, unfortunately. I am going to let you take a listen to exactly what the professional news media had to say, and then I am going to give my piece.
A man and a woman are dead following a multi-vehicle collision along the Winston Jones Highway in Manchester yesterday. They've been identified as Everett Dixon, a resident of Content, and 35-year-old Adimir Smith, a resident of Hearties, both in Manchester. The crash occurred about 9:30 p.m. in the vicinity of Russell Place Meadows. Reports indicate that a trailer was parked along the left lane or shoulder of the roadway as motorists traveled west. A Toyota Wish motor car, which was heading in that direction, was attempting to pass the trailer when the left front section of the car collided with the right rear of the trailer. The impact caused the Toyota Wish to spin sideways into the path of a police service vehicle that was traveling downhill in the opposite direction. The front of the police truck then crashed into the right section of the motor car. As a result of the collision, the police service vehicle became defective and veered to the right of the roadway, where it collided head-on with a Nissan TEDA that was heading west. Both occupants of the TEDA sustained serious injuries and were later pronounced dead at the Mandeville Regional Hospital. The drivers of the Toyota Wish and the police service vehicle, who were the only occupants, sustained non-life-threatening injuries and were treated at hospital.
Now, people, again, this is a case in which incompetence, negligence, speeding, hardiness, and selfishness came into play, and unfortunately, persons that were going about their merry business unfortunately lost their life, and the person that caused it is still alive. Usually it seems as if 90% of the case that always happen, the people that do the FUCKRY live, and then innocent person lost their life. Now, people, when you assess and analyze this situation, the man that caused the whole ordeal, meaning the taxman, more than likely racing, more than likely speeding, realized that he was going to hit that vehicle. Well, he actually hit the vehicle, lost control, running at the police vehicle running at the TEDA people am dead. I think that there has to be more stringent rules as it pertains to persons who are reckless on the road. They should get a whole bunch of time, or even in some case, people actually need to take them back out so that they can realize, make an example out of one of them, or else they're not going to stop. They're going to always put money over life. point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is based off the pictures that you see on the screen. It is of two brothers that once lived, or one of them once lived, in a junction. Junction is in St. Elizabeth. It is said that the 14-year-old brother, the younger one obviously, and the 17-year-old brother was arguing over some clothes. Don't know who the clothes belong to. It is said that an older brother heard the argument, intervened, and kind of squashed it. It is said that the 17-year-old then went outside. When he was followed by the 14-year-old, the argument continued, went from verbal, physical to deadly. The 14-year-old used a sharp instrument, kitchen utensil, maybe 5-star, 7-star ratchet, and lend the 17-year-old 1 or 2 in her chest. It is said that he was taken to the hospital, however, he was pronounced officially by a DR. It is said that the younger brother then ran to the hills hiding, however, he would later be captured by the police or citizens of that neighborhood. Now, people remember back in the days, them used to say BLOOD, thicker than water. And usually brothers would stand up and defend each other. However, we've seen that of lately, the last couple of decades especially, with this new generation, it no longer appropriately applies. As a matter of fact, you stand a better chance of losing your life by friendly fire or somebody that is a family member, meaning father take a son, son take a father, son take a mother, mother take a daughter, rate. Any combination that you can think about is what we are seeing. And such is the next example. And when we think about the motive or the reason, is because somebody wear somebody clothes. People, them said to be poor is a crime, and definitely this is a case, because I think that if these people could have actually afforded the clothes, one of them might have still been alive and the next one might still be free. But then again, when we think about the recent trends that we see, everybody want to be a gangster, everybody want to be a bad man. Nobody have any problem in taking away anybody. It seems as if people cannot come to any sort of amicable agreement, even if it is BLOOD, Pantapa, you know what, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, speeding again, unruly, reckless driving, riding on the road. The edited version of the video that you just saw is of an incident that took place in a Draxal, maybe about 3:30, 3:50 or so, where it is confirmed that a 23-year-old Mr. Anderson lost his life. Based on information, it is said that Mr. Anderson was riding his bike, headed easterly on the road, main road, Draxal main road, where it is said that he tried to overtake a line of traffic. However, vehicle coming in his path, him tried to swerve over the vehicle, lost control. His bike and himself slid onto the oncoming traffic. Where that truck or trailer was, unfortunately for him, he did not make it. He was rushed to the hospital. However, too late is the call. Now, people, again, you hear the road traffic enforcement police. You hear bloggers like myself always telling these people, take your time, haste makes waste. Speed like lightning, clash like thunder. Such is the case in this case. His timing was very, very off. His attitude was wrong, and people, I know that road very well. Taxi men are always blazing, so I don't know if he tried to avoid somebody that swung over his lane, or based on what I said, it is said that he overtook a line of traffic, run up in a vehicle, tried to avoid that vehicle, lost control, and pretty much slid under the truck, the trailer. The rest was history. People, it is a very sad state of affairs in Jamaica, but it seems as if they are not learning. And this is yet the next perfect example. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called, it is a privilege, it is not a right, meaning to have a firearm, licensed firearm that is. I am speaking about an incident that took place in the vicinity of Central Avenue and Constant Spring Road, maybe about a week or so ago, where it is confirmed that a JDF officer, licensed firearm holder, was in some sort of road rage with a man. Based on information leaked the police, the soldier vehicle, soldier chased him, pull up on him. He was talking to a police, the soldier jump out of him vehicle, the man run on the opposite side. Soldier jump over him jeep and then start to clot at the man while pointing a gun at him at gunpoint. It is confirmed that the firearm license authority has the possession of that man's firearm, and more than likely he is going to lose that firearm. I want you to take a look to exactly what the Assistant SSP of Popo, Mr. Mark Harris, had to say as it pertains to that case, and then I'll give my piece.
He will be charged based on what we have gathered so far. I just want to inform the public that these types of behaviors are uncondonable, and his action is definitely one for the court. So that's where we are as it relates to this incident. The investigation is in high gear and looking at charges very, very soon.
Now, people, based on the video evidence, based on what we've heard, based on what we've saw, it is only a foregone conclusion that this man is going to lose that firearm officially, indefinitely. And more than likely, he is going to be charged, and more than likely, he is going to be convicted, unless, of course, a witness goes missing, and that is not an unusual occurrence in Jamaica. However, it seems as if him goose is cooked as it pertains to him being charged, and that is based on what the police is saying, and that is justifiably and rightfully so, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, based on the edited version of the picture that you see on the screen, is of a man that was taken out by the police maybe about 2 hours and plus ago. His official government name is Brian King, known as King in the Streets. It is said that he is a most wanted from Kitson Town. He is said to be the hitman of Termite. Termite is no longer with us. However, this man has been creating havoc for a couple of years, maybe a decade or so ago. Based on information that I am getting, it is said that the police launched several operations looking for him with drone technology. However, he escaped. On one of those instances where the police was looking for him, it is said that he ran and left a M16 rifle. At the time Termite was alive, he is said to have been the hitman, and he had committed at least 10 murders or so. Well, people, like the saying goes, if you live by the gun, you also die by it. Such is the case as it pertains to Brian King, O.C. Kingy, Termite's ex-hitman, exed out by the police in alleged shootout. It does not really matter if it is controversial or if there was no source of body camera. No body camera, no indicum needed in this case. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.